Hello, hello, Tehilla again. And these are just a few quick snippets between clients again that I wanted to share. So this morning I was sitting on the couch doing some meditation and journaling. It was 5 o'clock in the morning. The whole house was still asleep, but we were being like bombarded with a storm outside. The wind is pumping. Anybody in the Western Cape, I think, is feeling this at the moment. But the wind was howling. I mean, the tables outside were overturned, the chairs upside down, like the plants blown over. It was crazy outside. And I was just sitting there in this silence, in this meditation, in this reflection. My hair was standing still, like there was no movement, there was nothing. This reality outside, there's a storm, there's this massive storm, and I was just feeling so grateful for this safety within the space within my house, and the space that's available within every one of us, in our thoughts, in our heart, in our gut, in our bodies, of escaping the reality of what we're facing outside, of escaping what seems so real and so prominent and so strong and powerful and mighty, to have this quiet space inside. And I've been working with my son a little bit on, they go through this age at 5, 6 years old where they start getting really scared. It's a part of them realizing they're separate to us, that they're not as joined. We're not seeing their thoughts. So something can happen and that affects them. So going through this process with him, where I'm trying to help him understand that his faith isn't just on, relying that the door doesn't get stuck or the lights don't go off and it's dark, but his safety comes from knowing how capable he is and how looked after he is. So there's an external, I can ask for help and I can be supported. And there's this internal space of, I can make a plan. So this morning, sitting there meditating, being in the stillness, being in this peace, despite what's going on around me, I could even trust that if the roof had to be blown off or whatever, I really trust that I could make a plan, that we could get to safety, that we could recalibrate and get ideas. And I find that so many times our safety comes from, if somebody comes to save me, if a client buys this, if my business doesn't close, if this happens, and we keep giving our power away, our safety away. And of course, those are very important and influential factors. But that time that we spend getting back to ourselves, remembering who we are and how capable we are, the divine power and right we have as human beings with a spiritual essence, can bring you such peace. For a little bit of a spiritual side note, and I know that not everybody that watches this is Christian, but I'm often reminded of that scene where Jesus was on the boat on the ocean and there was this massive storm and he was fast asleep. And the disciples went to wake him up. And his words were, as far as we are told, but his words were, "Oh, you of little faith." And what struck me with that was, he's not saying, why did you wake me up? Or, okay, it's fine, I'll do this. He was saying, you have little faith if you need to wake me up to do this. I've given you that power. And I'm here with you. I'm keeping you safe. Like, I don't know, it's this powerful state of knowing that we are equipped. We are powerful beyond what we realize. And we can have peace in the midst of when our surroundings are looking so tumultuous and scary and unpredictable and unstable. And when we get back to that knowing, back to that peace, there's a much better chance of making wise decisions and profound impact, because you're not just doing it from a state of the amygdala, your primitive reptile brain that freaks out when you're stressed out. I mean, that's a very small part of your brain to make a decision from. Where you're in peace, your whole brain can get active, your subconscious can speak to your conscious, and you can have this interaction and you can tap into spiritual essence. Thank you for listening. I hope that resonated. Have a beautiful day. Bye.